All right, you bunch of yahoos, strap yourselves in for another episode of Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity.
In other words, shut up, sit up, and pay attention.
Yeah.
All right, so what the fuck are you doing here anyway, Stuart?
You know, I just needed a place to sleep so I can get some rest from my trip back to L.A.
All right, where'd you come from?
It's the past couple days?
Yeah,
Oh, it's been great. I took my daughter. I left Thursday night. I spent it in L.A. My daughter couldn't get a flight home to Chicago and couldn't get a rental car, so we loaded her in my car. I left Friday morning. So Thursday night, I spent the night in L.A. Friday night, I was in Oklahoma City. Saturday night, I was in Chicago. Sunday night, I was in Memphis. Monday night, I was in Midland, Texas. And Tuesday night, I was here. I've been all.
And you can't wait to get the fuck out of here now, can you?
Wow.
Yeah.
You thought the first leg of the trip was bad, huh?
Man, yeah.
Tell us about that, Bart.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, my heater broke on the way out. So driving all through those states.
Oh,
Being a California boy, how do you dress?
Oh, well, I thought I was traversing.
Flip-flops and shorts? What?
Shorts, yeah. Well, I figured we're going to be in the warm states, and my daughter wanted to forge ahead and get to Oklahoma City, so our drive on Saturday would be less. I'm like, that's fine. Starting to get cold. Well, I'm turning the heater on. Oh, God, there's no heater. So there's no heater, freezing to death. Yeah, I'm wearing shorts like an idiot. And, yeah, when I got into
As you're moving down the road, you're going to see the USA from
yes.
my...
Yeah, my daughter said when we got to Oklahoma City, we got a hotel, and I said, that's it. I just got to get in bed, get warm. She goes, you take a shower, get warm. I said, I'm miserable. I'm just going to get in bed. She said, once I passed out, she said, I'll see her just shaking all night long. I was freezing. I was still cold. Yeah, I'm still cold now. So, yeah, you're making fun of me because I've been cold.
You're right.
Yeah, I've been cold this whole trip. It's been ridiculous. Yeah, Don's making fun of me yesterday. I'm like, you got a heater in this car when we went out to eat?
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with you? Freezing.
What's wrong with you, little homo? God, you like that woman in the restaurant. Thinks that
Yeah, you're the one that came in with your lap dog.
Yeah.
Not me.
My teacup.
Yeah,
My teacup bulldog.
Teacup bulldog.
Carrying
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So.
Well, at least from Arizona back to California, you won't really...
I won't need to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine now. I am so looking forward to getting close to home.
No, you're gonna go through the fucking desert at nighttime. You're gonna be cold.
It's gonna be cold. Yeah, I know that.
Oh, yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, jumps. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I say each night, I think I always check the weather because I like to know. I always check to see what cold water Michigan's like.
Yeah.
And then it usually somewhere in that the teens.
Makes you feel good for being here.
It might actually get up to a boastery like 24, 25 or something like that. And I know that. Ooh,
Yeah.
I like my choice.
Chicago was 15 and Memphis was 26 when I got up. I'm like, come on, give me a break.
Wow.
That's why I just shot down from Chicago to Memphis. I'm like, I got to head south. I got to get warm. So and that didn't help at all.
10 degrees.
Yeah. Give me a whole 10 degrees. Ooh. Yeah, it was miserable. So
should have bought a raccoon hat.
God, I'm telling you, if I only had hair, my head would be warmer. Yeah, it was.
Dan's got several raccoon hats, but he'll sell them for you.
Oh, okay.
Sell them to you. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Dan don't do anything for free.
That's a bad reputation, I think it's
people
really
take
bad
advantage of you.
Yeah, people do. Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's for sure. You definitely don't want to do that. Yeah, you always get taken advantage of when you try to help people out.
Yes,
always. Yeah.
No good deed goes unpunished. So
no.
Dan averts that theory.
Yeah, it eliminates all those people that get those phone calls and they call you up in the middle of the night. Hey,
I've been arrested
tomorrow. Yeah,
I've been arrested. Can you make bail for me?
Yeah.
Hola, ¿cómo está usted? No speak the French. Yeah.
I used to love those calls to help people move, and I used to help this one girl because I really wanted to sleep with her, and it never happened. But I used to help her move all the time. And the last time I helped her move, I'm taking a refrigerator upstairs in an apartment.
Jeez.
She's got nobody there but me. And I slip and I fall backwards and it lands on me. And I hear her hysterically laughing. And I'm like, and it must have looked funny because just my feet were hanging out under the thing and it's laying on me on the stairwell. And I'm like, really?
Really?
I'm helping you out.
Yeah.
And this is what I get, and that was it. Last time I helped anybody move. Like, I'm not doing it. I help my kids. Other than that, nobody. No, I am not doing that.
Well, I hate to break it to you. you fell moving your kids and your refrigerator fell on you, they'd laugh harder.
Oh, they would. Yeah, they would. They would. They don't respect me right now anyway. It's fine.
God, no.
No.
Well, would they at least check to make sure you're still alive first before they start the laughter? I mean, that's usually. I mean, it's kind of like
it's usually the laughing. The laughing goes first, and
Checking for vital signs is last.
yeah. That's it. I thought they were checking my pockets.
Yeah.
They're
checking for money, yeah.
That's vital signs. I get it.
Yeah. They're telling you they're checking for vitals, but they're actually checking your pockets for money. Yeah.
No,
Pulling your watch off. Well, I can't get a good reading until
until I put that watch in my pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's blocking your pulse there.
Yeah, thank God none of them want my car, so that's fine.
Yeah, you're safe there.
Oh God.
Yeah. Severn don't even want your car.
Nobody wants my car. No, for fun, I know the trade-in value on a vehicle is terrible. My car, nothing works on it, and now we know the heater doesn't work. Nothing works on it, but I love that thing. I've had it forever. And out of interest, I did the Kelly Blue Book on my car, trade-in value. And I was brutally honest, the body condition, the mile. I got 250,000 miles on it. The trade-in value is $135 for my car. Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah. So my neighbor goes to me one day. He goes, Stuart, why don't you wash your car? I go, it's worth $135. I'm not washing my car.
It'll fall apart.
Yeah. Why would I wash my car?
The mud's holding it together.
Yeah.
that spray down, so if it hits, it might take off the
might
bumper
just,
or something like that.
It might collapse.
Yeah.
It might collapse. I had a meeting at some restaurant in Beverly Hills, an afternoon meeting. And it was coming up during the week, and the front end of my car was all, the paint was all faded. And I'm like, I can't pull into the valley with this thing. Though the sides look good and the top look good. So I mask off the front, and I'm standing out there with spray paint in the front of my car. And my neighbor's a high-end attorney, and he pulls up, and I see him, and he just shakes his head. I go, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, my life is wonderful, and you're pulling down your street to your nice house with your wife and kids, and there's your fucking neighbor spray painting his car. And he goes, yeah, I was kind of wondering what's going on. I'm like, yeah,
well, I hit somebody.
Yeah. I go, I got a meeting, and I told him where I had a meeting, and he goes, and you're spray painting your car to go there? I'm like, yeah, because I just don't.
You should just said you're just practicing there so you can start going out and do some graffiti other
all
places.
over the neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
all over the neighborhood.
Yeah, your Lamborghini's next, buddy.
Oh. Yeah,
maybe I could get some spray paint tips over here from Stuart for my own vehicle.
Yeah,
I got him.
On that, yeah.
I got him. I either have the biggest piece of garbage on the planet, which I love that thing, or Don's seen my Lincoln. I've got old cars.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, my Lincoln is just
What,
stunning.
69?
67 convertible Lincoln.
Wow.
The suicide doors.
Yeah, suicide doors. 36,000 original miles. It's insured with Barrett Jackson. It's considered the best 67 in the country. It's a $250,000 car. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Does that just sit in your garage then, or?
And what's your address again?
Yeah. No, I used to drive it every weekend. I used to take it to the beach, get a cup of coffee, and drive Pacific Coast Highway, just cruise around. It's. I think the last time I had that thing out was about a month and a half ago, maybe.
So how many miles do you think is out it now, or?
Oh, it just turned 36,000 original. I probably have. I
Really?
probably,
36,000 original?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
PCH is pretty busy nowadays, right?
Yeah, PCH is busy.
You
and
don't want to get on that road. Shit.
No, I mean, I'll take the slow cruise because I'm not. You don't go anywhere fast in that thing.
Right.
And I'm working on the Chevelle now. I redid the rear end of the Chevelle and the trailing arms. I got a 70 SS 454 big block car.
I don't think I've ever bought a vehicle with that low of mileage period to begin with.
You weren't all the sitting one either.
Might have had 137,000 miles onto it.
I found it in a junkyard. I was looking for a project car for my daughter.
No
for my
way.
daughter. Yeah. And I'm walking around this yard, and I go, hey, you don't happen to have a 67 Lincoln Continental convertible, do you? And the guy goes, I got one in a month ago. We walk through his lot, and he pulls this tarp off this car, and there it is with all the pieces stuffed inside. And he got it some kind of lean sale through a body shop or what have you. I bought it for $9,800. Got it home, cleaned out the gas tank, ran new lines, put a battery in it. I said, okay, it's a $9,800 anchor. This thing's going to start. I turned the key and it fired. I went, son of a bitch.
Wow.
And then then it began. It was an 8-year restoration on the car. And it's a beast. It's beautiful.
Well, see.
I mean, it's solid metal. I mean, that's what you say when you say it's a beast. I mean, that's a real beast right
it's a
there.
6,000-pound car. Yeah.
Yeah, but back in 2018, Dan introduced me to a buddy of his, and
Do I deny this? Is something else that deny now?
And Yeah, Dan, you.
Uh-oh, here we go. Back to the high school.
Yeah.
Back to the elementary school.
What do you mean there? Okay.
Hey, Tommy Ranger. And Tommy talks me into buying the, well, he didn't talk me. He shows me a 67 Caddy convertible.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted a Caddy convertible because every world heavyweight champion has one, right?
Yeah.
So I bought it from him, and then I bought a 67 parts car for it, and I still haven't seen him since 2018.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
I remember.
I mean, does he still have both vehicles?
I hope he does.
I remember your Chevelle that you had me look at.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
He bid on a car. It's in my neighborhood, literally like a couple miles away from me. He already bid on it. He wins the bid, and then he goes, "Would you go look at the thing?" I'm like, "Now you're telling me to go look at the thing?" Oh, it was a piece of garbage.
Yeah, they lied all the way through.
I walked up and I saw it instantly. Like the top is ripped, and I went, "Oh my god, this thing's a piece of garbage."
Fucking the doors don't line up, you know.
What happened? I mean, if you won this bid, I mean, did you have to go pick it up, or did you
I
simply?
told them to shove it up their ass.
Oh,
And
only a way that Mr. Fry could say those, master those words. You didn't stutter at all, though, did you?
No, not a bit.
Totally understood what he said when he said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that thing. Oh my god! I told him, I said, "Don, what the hell's wrong with you? You know, if it's in my neck of the woods, let me know. I'll look at it first." But
I didn't have that amount of time.
Yeah.
I had to buy that. I had to buy it now.
I buy it now. Yeah, that thing was a piece of garbage. God.
Yeah. And now I'm not allowed to bid anymore. So.
Yeah, he ruined his reputation.
Yeah.
That's where you ruined your reputation. Oh,
Well,
okey
yeah,
dokey.
It was the cousin of Matt Gaffari who owned it.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's a name from I haven't heard it in a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh no.
Where is Matt? You know?
As far as I know, I think he's back in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah.
Oh wow, good old Cleveland.
Yeah. Matt.
Or Steve Baby Oaches is from Cleveland, and he's a buddy of mine, so I'll give him that. But we worked there, not good.
Yeah.
No, you can have all those cold places for work. By the way, to hell with that. I can't do it. I'm too old for that crap.
Oh no.
Can't be cold anymore.
No, but you showed that last night. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm
The
telling
whole
you.
trip. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, working in the cold is the worst. I can't stand it. Just can't.
I
Stand
mean, well, as one gets older, I mean, I just know it's easier on the joints. I mean, things tend to ache and hurt more when you're in the cold.
Oh, yeah.
Do you find that there not as
Yeah,
well?
it's not fun.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Oh
you.
yeah, everything hurts. Yeah.
Thing is, I could tell you 2 days in advance if it's going to rain. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know why I feel that way until it rains 2 days later, and I go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Yeah, I can't do the cold. Thank God, with Bruce, he doesn't work nights anymore because I hate nights. Oh, God, I hate working nights. But nights are over. So he doesn't
You do like night shoots? you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he doesn't do night shoots anymore. It's in his contract, which is wonderful because I hate working at night. You just can't get on schedule when you're working all through the night. And so, yeah, he won't do it anymore, which is fantastic for me. Let alone to hell with him. But for me, it's great. It's fantastic.
You've been doing it for 18 years?
16 years. Well, they're going into our 17th year where I've done 45 films, doubling him.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Which is the toughest? Did you get hurt? What was the worst injury you suffered on?
I think the last Die Hard when I got the compression injury and I got the nerve damage in my right arm, but that one they dropped me on my head on the stage in Budapest of all places, and I hit the stage floor and I'm like, oh crap, and I couldn't feel anything. Can't feel my body. I'm like, oh great. Of all places in the world to be paralyzed, I'm in Budapest, Hungary, and I'm just laying there on the stage floor, looking up the ceiling, going, "This isn't good. There's nothing good about this at all." And everybody came over. You all right? I'm like, "Give me a minute. Let's see what happens." And
I hope so.
Yeah. And so it started coming back. Feelings started coming back. I'm like, okay, and because the angle I landed, it gave me a compression injury in C5, 6, and 7, which gave me nerve damage in my right arm.
Yeah.
But I still had the whole film to do. So, I just made sure that I was protected, made sure my spine was protected and all this stuff for different gags we were doing. But, I'm getting hit by an SUV and coming off the front of it. And it's like after that, I'm like, oh, this is not good. And you just worry every time you're doing something. Is something going to go,
Right.
all cattywampus? And it didn't, thank God. But,
Yeah.
I mean, the series of injuries, it's just after a while, I've skated pretty well with all the stuff I've done, but then you have those things that just last, both knees, blew out both knees and tore my left quad in one film in rehearsals. Rehearsals.
Jeez.
Yeah, this was when we did a film called The Surrogates. It's the first film Bruce ever requested me for. And so I'm like, the first one, Live Free or Die Hard, that I did, I thought it was just a fluke. I doubled him on that film, but I didn't know I was his double. And then the very next film he did was The Surrogates. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. He's requested me. This is something. This means something. And we were rehearsing this gag where I'm on a wire and I'm running across a shipping container. And when I get to the end of the container, they hit the button, and I fly 32 feet to the next shipping container in the parking lot.
You hit the button?
No, the effects guy hits the button. Right. And so we're doing this all day long, and there's when you wear a harness, there's different areas they call pick points that you put the wire, and different points make you fly a certain way. And they don't want him to look he's superhuman, but they don't want him to look like Superman. So we keep messing with the pick points, and so, okay, ready to go. So I look at the effects guy, thumbs up, we're good. Okay, and action. Running across the shipping container, I get to the end of the container and I leave, and the guy's hitting the button fails.
Oh,
and I'm going, it's gonna work. You keep thinking
Any minute now.
all the way to the parking lot. You think it's gonna work. You're like, it's gonna. We had pads out there. We didn't have pads there where I landed. And that.
How far of a drop was that?
Shipping container's like 9.5 feet.
Okay,
it's not that bad. It was that bad when you're not planning on it. It's bad, but that blew out both knees and tore my left quad. And so, since it was the first film that I was requested by Bruce, the coordinator goes, all right, okay. So he goes, tape up, and we tape my knees up, my quad up, and anytime I had any action to do in the film, he'd come up to me earlier and he'd go jog around the parking lot. And I go, all right. And then so I just hobble around the parking lot till my legs got warm, and then we'd do whatever we had to do. Yeah, I was miserable in that one.
Wow, I can't
imagine I got my left knee fixed. Yeah, I got my left knee fixed. You can't do anything about the quad. I got the left knee fixed, and then I was supposed to have my right knee fixed, but then I was doing a film where I got hit by a car, and I'm like, well, I'll probably go to the hospital anyway, so I don't want to fix it first and then have to go back to the hospital. So, but I didn't get injured other than cut. I didn't, I got cut pretty good, but I didn't get damaged like I thought it was. So I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'm not going to fix it. But then on occasion, I'll just be walking around the house, and my right knee gives out. I'm like, you fall down like an idiot. Kids are like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah,
just dad. He's an idiot.
I drink too much.
Yeah, he's got problems. Yeah, I do drink too much. But
did you ever get your quad back?
No, but the weird thing is certain exercises. I was telling Don, I've been trying to add like leg exercises and stuff to my daily routine, which I'm not a happy camper doing legs. But this quad.
Squats, leg extensions, leg curls.
It cramps. In the weirdest position, it'll just zap me. And I'm like, and it just gives me like a Charlie horse. And I'm like, God dang it. And then I stretch it out. I stretch everything out before I do anything. And it just sometimes just zaps me. And I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I lost my right quad.
Yeah.
When I broke the rods and didn't know it, as going around for, 2.5 years. And didn't know it until I came out of the coma.
Yeah.
And I looked down and thought, oh, I lost my quad while I was in a coma.
Yeah.
Wait, you were in a coma that long? You don't, when you're trying to walk, you're trying to stay busy. You don't look down, and check your body out.
Well, I've never had that, so I didn't know what the hell it was. Yeah, but I had that divot in my leg, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the medic goes, yeah, you tore your quad. I'm like, oh, okay. Along with my both knees, which is great, but it's like the aesthetics. Like I got no hair. I'm older. And when I blew my shoulder out, so I got this lump here. So I tore all the ligaments in my shoulder going out a window in New York. And
well, next time just pay the fucking bill.
I know.
I mean, it's like him.
But I said,
you see what happens when you sneak out the hotel window?
Yeah.
Pay the damn bill.
If you drink too much, you have to dive out through the window. You can't leave because they'll catch you and make you pay for it.
Right.
But that was the biggest bummer for me is the shoulder was droopy, and I'm like, God dang it. So now, I'm older. I got no hair. Now my shoulder's hanging down. I'm like, really?
Like Quasimodo.
Yeah, like
Quasimodo.
Yeah, I'm starting to become even more and more unattractive. God damn, this is not good.
I'm starting to think that a cage fight career is actually a whole lot safer than being a stuntman here now. I mean, just after hearing all the things that's happened to you.
I don't know. Remember my buddy Jeff Pogorski, the boxer, kickboxer guy, the cowboy?
Yeah.
Jeff's deal was he was doubling James Gandolfini and Get Shorty, and Rene Russo, he threw himself down a flight of stairs, and Rene Russo goes, oh, don't you worry about that? And he goes, I was a professional fighter. He says, the guy across the ring from me was trying to kill me. At least I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
At least I know that this is what's going to happen. This is what I'm doing. But you don't know what that other guy is going to do. Dan doesn't fight, as he told me before.
Right,
it's just
he doesn't
competition.
Yeah.
I'm just competing. Exactly.
Nothing personal.
Yeah. I know this really doesn't hurt because you're competing as
I'm
well.
not really hitting you.
Yeah.
I'm competing.
Yeah.
They say sometimes love hurts. That's all I can say right now.
Exactly. Well,
I'm a giver. I'm not just a giver.
You love the shit out of a lot of the guys that you didn't fight.
Yeah. Never been in a fight in my life. Okay, Dan.
Yeah, because I was telling Don about that when I met you in Vegas.
Yeah.
Don.
Well, I say it all the time because people think that people that jump into the cage of it, that they must have a checkered past and getting into all kinds of, drunken, violent type situations. No.
Yeah. It's funny when you look at it that way, though. I bet it's true for the most part, about most people that do it. It's a competition. Mm-hmm. But it is also hysterical. Especially the way you came to the ring. I'm just going to compete right now.
In my shorts, my tights.
I'm just going to challenge myself. Yeah. I'm just going to go challenge myself. I feel sorry for that other guy.
I'm just here to challenge myself, not the other guy.
Got a few new techniques I want to work on. Like one's called a cheese grater. Take the scruff of her face and shove. Yeah.
I think you suplexed some guy in one of them, and I was like, holy God, his body just was
crumbled.
Yeah, it crumbled.
Yeah, literally, that was my very first match ever.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way that crowd they thought, they were, I think the commentators like going, ragdoll. They think they've never seen anyone rag because they never seen, To me, that's freestyle wrestling. That's Greco-Roman wrestling. Yeah. That's all it was.
Yeah, but there's generally weight classes in wrestling.
Well, that's true. It was a little easier.
You outweighed him by a couple of pounds.
Just a couple.
Well, so here's the funny thing. What UFC were you in? 7?
That one right there?
No, their first one was
number 4. Number 4, yeah.
So Art Davies, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, back in the day, he put me as an alternate. This one they had once every 6 months or whatever. He put me as an alternate. And he was asking me about weight, and I was, I fought at 172, and so I said, come in at 179. Then he bumps me as an alternate. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and then he bumps me to that card as an alternate. And he says, "What are you going to come in at 170? 179?" I said, "No, I come at 172. I'm faster." And he goes, "I don't know about that. It's kind of light." And
you're not really looking for speed.
For what card was that?
Your card.
For number 4, really?
Yeah. So then what he does is really funny. He calls me up. He goes, "I think you're going to want to watch this one first." And I go, "Why?" He goes, "We got some big guys in this one." I'm like, "Okay." So he removes me from that, and I'm sitting home, and I watch you come out. I'm like, "Oh God." Can you imagine just sitting in the locker room and having him go by going, "I'm 172.
Yeah, you're next.
Where's my car?"
So was what was
Anthony Macias, yeah.
Macias, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the one because it's when your first appearance on that, and he literally goes, he calls me up, he goes, "I think you're going to want to watch this one first." And I went, "Okay." And I remember sitting home doing my pay-per-view and going, "Oh God!" I couldn't imagine having you walk by and I'm just sitting there. "Oh, well, maybe I'll get in there tonight." Oh no!
It's an eclipse.
Yeah. What happened here? What happened? I'll be out of the car.
Yeah, okay, but Don, when you start looking at some of the other fellas that finally, we look at like a Paul Marlins.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a big man.
He was a big man.
Yeah. He was a big boy.
Monster. He was
what was that Indian guy too? Was that Chief something or what? Remember that? Yeah, I think you.
Chief
fought.
J Strongbow. That's
for
wrestling.
Professional.
No. You remember that one guy? He wore the black singlet.
Yeah.
He was big. God, he was big. 380.
No. He was only 2 something. Yeah.
Only 2 something. Well, it just all depends on what you step on the scales.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking I'm 172, 2 something.
It's only 2.
You guys are like, "That's nothing." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." It actually kind of is. Yeah.
One of the ironic parts, the size thing never bothered me much because as a amateur wrestler, you typically work out with people 1 weight class below you, at your weight class, and 1 weight class above you. Right. Well, in college and that. I competed at the 190-pound weight class, so I'd be with the 177-pounders, 190-pounders, and then heavyweight.
Right.
Well, at this time era at Arizona State, or I should say across the country, heavyweight weight class was unlimited.
Oh, wow.
Whereas, I mean, there's a ceiling on it now. You can't weigh more than
260 or 85.
I think it's like 275, 275 or 285 is what the max on that. But at that time, Big James Mitchell weighed 420 pounds. I mean, that was the closest that because weight scales did not even go that high. So, and I'd have to work out with Big James Mitchell in the preseason 3 times a day, you know.
Wow.
And then we got to just a normal practice, just only once a day. That was enough.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I was used to throwing some really big people at that point in time.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah. I mean, you're just. It's like when I fought as a kickboxer, I fought for a guy named Benny the Jet, and as an amateur, the bulk of the people in the gym were world class fighters, professionals. So those were the guys I was getting in the ring with. So when I'd have my amateur bouts, that was easy because I've been in with the best fighters in the world who are not killing me. You know, they're getting a workout. They're not killing me, but they're pushing me. You know, so when I got it with another amateur fighter, I was light years ahead. You know, just because of the competition I was in there with during training. You know, but that was when I saw you on that first year.
wow, see, that actually is religion. I did not know that you were actually were going to had the potential to be in UFC number 4.
Potentially, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 3 and 4, and I'm glad he called me. There's no graceful way to come in as a fighter. There's no graceful way to run to your car and take off. You know, when you get there, there's just
actually, that's what was going on with UFC 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they ran out of fighters, and Steve Jenham was out in the parking lot getting into his car.
Really?
When they grabbed him, yeah.
Get back here, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I can imagine.
And then he had one fight and he won, you know.
Which it really isn't that fair if you're an alternate,
Right.
or if you're the guy that's already had 2 previous matches, and now you have an alternate. That's so again. There you can.
Well, I don't know if you look at the 2 fights as a warm up for the championship fight.
Yeah.
You know?
But the alternate thing is kind of weird to me because in retrospect, when you look at the alternate thing, you've picked the people that you think are the greatest competition for the event. And then you got these other guys. You know what I mean? It's almost because if those other guys were anything you thought was worth a damn, I would think that they'd already be on the card.
Right.
So in retrospect, I'm looking going, yeah, I guess he was right.
Well, that's how it was in UFC 10.
Yeah.
When, you know, I was done. I was shot. You know, I woke up sick that day and I went downhill. I mean, I was downhill the whole day. Yeah. And then I had those 2 fights. And then when it was time to go out and fight Coleman, I was like, you know, had nothing. But I looked around at the alternates. You know, there's Gaza Coleman. Gaza.
He would have done it. I mean, I just know him, but he would have done it.
Oh, yeah. He went out there and got slaughtered
yeah, exactly.
in 5 seconds.
Yes.
Coleman would have just, grabbed hold of him and he'd have pissed himself and broke his neck slipping in the piss, shit. I mean, he's funny. The guy, Gaza should be a comedian, but not a fighter.
He's from professional wrestling. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dan got him in as an alternate,
Oh, really?
Yeah. But he was not a fucking fighter.
Yeah. It was ironic because there were a couple of I'll just say some of the officials from UFC. They happened to be watching me working out, and I was working out with a couple guys, and Gaze had already had confided me that he would like to try to get in, but I'm thinking he's got no martial arts background, he's got no fight background, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. So, but I'd already been involved with professionals a little bit, and that's all and he ever did. So literally, I'm like, okay, just start tossing me all over. So he's tossing me all over the way, stuff like this. Just getting, and these guys are freaking out up. They're thinking, who's this guy right now that's throwing Dan Severn all over the place? And so that's
he's not throwing him. You're jumping. You're
I get.
You're doing the fucking move.
But it's professional wrestling,
right?
Okay,
but that's different than him throwing you around.
Exactly.
He's following you.
Yeah.
You're jumping. He's following you.
But again,
it's different than him throwing you around.
Okay. Point well given.
We know what they're thinking. They're thinking he's throwing you around.
But if they don't know any better, and that's the magic of it. If they don't know any better, it's like pressing the guy with the head, but he's got the hands on.
Yeah.
Well, if he's not doing that, you're a strong son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, your hands are out here.
Yeah, you're a strong son of a bitch. But Well, that's the same thing in the
Scott Norton could do that.
But yeah,
That's the same thing in the stunt business. You know, we'll have a guy, I got to launch him over here. I'm like, I can't launch the guy over there. So he'll get a run at it. We'll build a ramp. And I'm touching him as he goes by, and he's self-launching. It makes me look like a hero, but it's like, I can't do that.
yeah.
Thank you for watching another episode of Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity. You better like, subscribe, and share, or I'm going to come to your house.